I'm pastor of the Baptist Church in Creech St Michael, which is a village, and about a third of the people in the church come from the village, a third from the villages around, and a third would come from the town of Taunton. So you've got all kinds of people coming from all walks of life and all ages. So we have quite a variety of ages. We have a youth pastor, for example, who works with the youth and with the children too. So we have a good number of youth, a good number of children. And anybody's welcome to attend our services, and people do. People just come from the village, and you have varying degrees of commitment. When somebody really commits to our church as being their home church, then they become a member of that church. What they do is they speak to our membership secretary and say, I want to really belong and I want to become part of the government system of the church. That means they get a say in the way that things go in the church. And so membership is the way in which we belong. We're called a Baptist church. It's not because we follow John the Baptist or John the Baptizer, as some would call him. He was a kind of Old Testament prophet at the end of the Old Testament, the beginning of the New. We're called a Baptist church because of the way we baptize people. We don't baptize babies or infants in the hope that they'll become Christians later on. We baptize people when they become Christians, and we call it believers' baptism. So it's not adult baptism as opposed to infant baptism or baptism of children. Ours is believers' baptism. So you baptize somebody after they've made the profession of faith. And there'd be some bits in the Bible that would point to this, like it says, believe and be baptized. So we're not criticizing the way anybody else does it. I think God uses everything he can. That's just the way we see it and how we're trying to be true to the Bible. Also, we have our own way of government. We don't really have bishops and things like that. Each church is governed by its own congregation and its own leadership, so it's quite independent, and then they're linked together in part of the Baptist family. There are Baptist churches all over the world, and there have been Baptist churches around for a long time. It's not like a new denomination, and frankly we associate with anybody else who calls themselves a Christian. They don't have to be a Baptist for us to associate with them. For me, a really high important thing in what I do, a big value, is working with other people who are Christians from other denominations. So we're all brothers and sisters in Jesus. We just do it slightly differently. But the main central things we all agree in, and that's who God is and who Jesus is and how you get to heaven and things like that. We do send missionaries off all around the world. We've got about 8 that we support, and I've sent people to Africa and to South America, and that's really exciting. That is, you get, to be part of people's lives when they're going to go and live in another culture. We are a Baptist church, but we're not strongly Baptist and only associating with Baptist people. And we send people all over the place, all over the world to serve.